Welcome back, everybody, GAT test takers. In this video, we're going to work on a second type of questions, which is a sentence completion. All right, what is a sentence completion? In this question, Tala, you're asked to choose a word or sometimes a couple of words that complete the meaning of a sentence. Sentence completion tests your ability to understand meaning. So this is the first step here. You need to understand the meaning of the sentence, logic, and find clues. You must choose the word that fits best. What do you think we should do? We read the options first or we read the question? What do you think? Should we read the
We
question first?
read the sentence first.
Perfect. We read the question first to get the meaning. So this is the first option here. Okay, some tabs here. Meaning of the sentence, this is number one. Find signal or clue words like although, but, and, because, therefore. Uh, Focus on the tone, positive, negative, neutral, all right? For example, Sarah was praised for her. So here, the tone is positive because we're singing her praises. But Sarah was criticized for, so here the tone is negative. What is the logic? The logic here, cause and effect, contrast, definition, example. Let's look at the logic here. Uh, these words, right, helps you identify the contrast. But although, however, even though, despite, and instead of. Whenever you find these words, make sure that you will choose opposite idea, something positive and something negative, because there is a contrast here between the ideas. Let's look at this example here. Although once in Africa, a cheetah population have been greatly reduced due to hunting, loss of habitat, and decline in the cheetah's prey. So this idea here, it talks about the declining of the cheetah population. So this part talks about the increasing, although once attractive. No, attractive is not the opposite of reduced. Threatened, nope. Unknown, nope. Widespread. So here, widespread. The idea that the cheetah was once widespread in Africa contradicts the idea that the populations have been greatly reduced. So here the clue word is although. Cause and effect, since the student looked puzzled. So when the student looks puzzled, all right, this is a cause. So what does a teacher usually do? Faces become quite cold. I think I'm explaining the same idea. Classmates began to arrive, unrelated. Frank gave them a present, impossible. Their teacher repeated directions or instructions. So this is the logic. This is a normal, right, reaction when the students look puzzled. Definition, sometimes you find the definition of the word. Let's look at this example. And the excitement of the holidays, of the holiday festivities began to. The students became calmer. So here the excitement goes down or went down. So flourish, nope. Peak, nope. Resume, nope. Subside. This is the right answer. Subside, it means that it loses its effect. If something loses its effect or its impact, so here students became calmer and more focused on their schoolwork. So here, as, because. This is here, and the word became calmer is a definition of the word subside. Sometimes we have signal words like such as, for example, for instance, including, to show examples. So you will have an example of the word that you want to choose. Look at this example. To reach maturity, a seagoing loggerhead turtle must survive many what? Such as attacks by gulls, seabirds, and hungry fish. So give me, these are examples of what? Allies? No. Destinations? Impossible. Hazards? Possible. Voyages? Nope. So here hazards, I mean dangers. And I gave them some examples here. Some examples are given here. Attacks by gulls on hungry fish. So attacks are examples of the hazards or the dangers that the loggerhead turtle, all right, might face on their journey to the sea. All right, clear?
Yes.
So these are different relationship between sentences. So you need to spot these clue words, the logic, the meaning, the logic, clue words. All right, the relationship between sentences can be like contrast, can be like cause and effect, definition, examples. Let's look at this one here. Although it was raining, so whenever you find although, remember that you have opposite ideas. It was raining, so normally everybody goes home. The children to play outside. So which idea contradicts the idea of the rain? Refuse to play outside, but we have although. Remain eager, it means they wanted to play outside. Complain or slept. Which one do you think is best? I think remain eager because they have a desire to play outside, although it was raining. Let's look at the second example. As young as the young generation finds itself in the cobweb of mechanical lifestyles, the strengths relationships of a very special bond seem to. So here we have cause and effect. So because the young generation finds itself in the cobweb of mechanical lifestyles, trapped, maybe why not? Flimsy, nope. Trapped again, it's okay. And elevated, it's okay. Nope, elevated. So here trapped, I'm gonna work on A and C. And by the way, never get tricked by the first word. Make sure that the two words fit the context. So here
Okay.
I'm gonna go for trapped. All right. What is the consequence of the too much screen time? The strengths relationship of a very special bond, like an uncle, like a cousin, seem to, right?
Weaken.
Weaken. Yeah. So this is the expected consequences or the consequence of being too busy behind our screens. So, as the young generation finds itself trapped in the cobweb of mechanical lifestyles, the strengths of a very special bond seem to weaken. Let's look at this example. Making borrowing more expensive, all right, by raising interest rates may address the issue of higher prices. Good. So here we're trying to limit borrowing money from banks. And this would help a fall in the dollar. So something this will help the dollar not to fall. But would mostly would most likely growth further. Don't forget that we have but. So we have something positive and something negative. Abstract here and boost. Boost here, it means support. Abstract prevent. Okay, let's read the other options. Suppress and stop, but suppress a fall. We don't say suppress a fall. And most likely stop growth. Mhm. All right, this is possible. Contain and spur. Spur means to push and prompt. All right, I eliminate this one and this one. So arrest and hurt. Look here, a fall. This is a collocation. Arrest a fall. You stop something from falling. Sometimes we have collocations. Collocation, I mean that a fall collocates with the word arrest. So arrest, if you arrested a fall, I mean you stopped a fall or you prevent the fall. And here, but would most likely hurt. This will harm growth further. So this is the best option here because of but. So here, these are different relationship between sentences, contrast, opposite ideas. To spot them through although, but, and however. Cause and effect, like sense, therefore, accordingly. Definition, you find that the sentence explains the blank examples, such as, for example. So number one, After you read the sentence, look for signal words. Identify the tone, positive or negative. All right, read sentences before your choices. Eliminate wrong meanings. That's it for the sentence completion. Just a quick introduction. Do you have any questions before you start your practice?
No, no.
Okay, 100 questions, right?
Yes.
Let's go. The floor is yours.
As the young generation finds itself in the cobweb of mechanical lifestyle, the strings of a very special bond seem to.
I think we got this one.
Yeah, we did, which is trapped and weakened.
Trapped and weakened. Yeah. Good. Two. And this one too, by the way. Making borrowing,
Yeah, it's arrest and hurt.
arrest the fall, and hurt the economy. Three.
The rising inflation has added to the array of problems for the government to steer the country out of an economic.
So here we have a cause and effect. This is a cause, rising inflation added to the array of problems for the government. What should the government do with the problems? To steer the country out of economic.
Is it battling and mess? See?
And battling a mess, but the first one is good, but we don't say economic mess. We say economic predicament. A predicament is a problem. Okay?
Okay.
No, we don't say economic mess. We say economic predicament. Predicament means a problem. If you're not familiar with this word, write it down. Predicament,
Okay.
it's a problem. All right. Next.
After the speaker was for voicing a radical opinion, the audience expected her stance too, but she continued in the same vein.
Okay, somebody was giving radical opinions about things, and this is the expectation. The audience expected her stance to her attitude. But unfortunately, she continued in the same vein. So after the speaker was for voicing a radical opinion, which is something negative.
Is it D, admonished and change?
Perfect. Admonished here, which means criticized. So after the speaker was admonished, criticized for voicing a radical opinion, the audience expected her to change her attitude, but unfortunately she continued. So change here is the opposite of continuing doing something. 5.
A man begins cutting his wisdom teeth the first time. He off more than he can.
This is, I think it's a proverb or it's an idiomatic expression. Okay. A man begins cutting his wisdom teeth. I mean that this the first lesson that a man can learn. What is the first lesson? The first lesson in wisdom. Lesson 1 in wisdom is that you shouldn't. This is a meaning, by the way. Don't try to take on more than you can handle. Which expression mean that don't try to take on more than you can handle. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but you're not able to do anything. Okay, let me help you. He bites more than can he chew. All right? For he bites off more than he can chew. We usually tell people never, never, never bite more never bite off more than you can chew, which means that you should never take on more than you can handle. Good?
Yes.
It's okay. Question number 6.
Sarah stayed home for summer to her money.
Cause and effect. Summer.
D.
Yeah, holiday to win money. Unfortunately, we don't say win money. We say save money.
Yeah, I said D.
D. Good. Now B. Holiday. We don't win money. We have two options here. Earn money if you work. Save money if you want to save some money, put some money aside. So Sarah stayed home for summer vacation. All right, holiday is good. All right, but the second one is not good. So it is D. 7.
Experts say that carbon dioxide is ideal for fires involving electrical appliances or petrol, but it has no post-fire security and the flame may.
So here, but we need opposite ideas here.
D.
Um, nope.
It's A.
Experts say that carbon dioxide is ideal for dousing fires. What does it mean, dousing fire? Drench. To make something wet. To make something wet. Right? So dousing means a drench. When you drench something with water. Okay? So here, experts say that carbon dioxide is ideal for dousing fires involving electrical appliances or petrol, but it has no post-fire security. After fire, and the flame may reignite. Start again. Okay, write the word douse means to make something wet or drench. So yeah, that's why carbon dioxide is used to put out fire. Next, history,
History is replete with
replete.
examples that prove that the goddess of success smiles only at those who prepared to take decisions without bothering about the.
Yeah, so each decision has consequences. Good, perfect. Productive employment, productive, this is a key word here.
Productive employment is the only solution to poverty in any country.
Look at productive, productive. What do you think?
Sustainable?
Perfect. We have productive here, like sustainable energy, long lasting, and it doesn't hurt the environment. Sustainable. 10.
With current wave of crime, tourists are to make sure their passports are secure, otherwise they should be ready for the consequences.
Ready for, yeah, the consequences here. So this is cause and effect. Tourists are to make sure that their passports are secure. Otherwise,
D.
this
Urged
is
and worse.
urged. Yes, with the current wave of crime, tourists are urged, are pushed, prompted to make sure that their passports are secure. Otherwise, they should be ready for The worst scenarios. Okay, let me record how many mistakes here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the lucky number. 7. All right, the first bunch of questions, you got 7 out of 10. Let's move to group number 2. 11, he demanded.
He demanded obedience from us and told that we must be subjects.
Yeah, he demanded obedience. Obedience when you follow somebody completely.
Complete and complaint.
Yeah, compliant. Compliant here like obedient, compliant. Kids should be compliant to their parents. Obedient. Good. The presence,
The presence of armed guards us from doing anything disruptive, hence we did not.
hence, this is result. Logically, the presence of armed guards, when we have
Prevented and
prevented, yeah,
retaliate.
retaliate. Perfect. So this is the logic, and this is the clue word. The logic said that wherever there are guards, we cannot do anything. Perfect. The second one. The author
The author of Lord of Rings hated the of modern living so much that his car and his television.
hated modern living. So this is a result. The logic says when somebody hates modern life,
Conveniences and gave up.
gave up. Perfect. Conveniences of the modern life, and he gave up. Perfect. 14.
Dreaming is activity of the mind which is not limited by the power of, which is not interrupted by self-consciousness, and which is not directed by self-determination.
So look here. Interrupted by self-consciousness, directed by self-determination.
Natural individuality.
Perfect. Here we got a lot of clue words. Self-determination, self-consciousness. Nope, natural and individuality. The fourth one, good. It was
It
clear.
was clear that there was no rational behind his acts. He went solely by his and somehow succeeded
Good
by
job.
his
So,
intuition.
yeah, intuition here. Rational, this is the opposite of intuition. Instincts. All right? Rational here is the opposite of intuition. Good. 16.
After an absence of 30 years, I decided to visit my school again, where I had to find changes but not a different building.
So the logic says here, after you visit, you're absent, you haven't seen a place for 30 years. Then you decide to visit this place again. What do you expect?
A
I had
or
hoped to
B?
find, expected to find changes. This is a logic here. You don't hope, you don't expect, but not a completely different building. This is but here. Good. He never
He never the wisdom I had claimed for him, and my friends quickly dismissed my estimates of his ability as
Yeah, this is here. And my friends, quickly, this is a result, and this is a cause. He never the wisdom I had claimed for him. So my friends quickly dismissed my estimate of his ability as he never,
demonstrated in
perfect,
hyperbole.
he never demonstrated the wisdom I had claimed for him, and my friends quickly dismissed my estimate of his ability as hyperbole. Exaggeration. I'm overrating his ability. Good, perfect. 18.
Although the restaurant was known for its deli delicacies,
Yeah.
they
Dele
found
delicacies.
delicacies,
Delicacies, I'm sorry. Delicacies,
delicacies,
yeah,
they
meals, nice
found
meals.
the dishes they order were
So opposite idea here. We have opposite ideas here. So here, although the restaurant was known for its delicacies, all right, something good,
savory,
positive. The tone here is positive, but they found the
savory
dish,
and insipid.
yeah, savory and insipid. Insipid means tasteless, all right, tasteless. But savory means tasty. So here, tasty, and the opposite is insipid. Insipid means tasteless. Good job. You're gonna get 18 at least. Comparative advertising can sometimes.
Very badly, and instead of gaining more, the company promoting such practices may actually lose them.
Good job. So here we have opposite ideas here. Comparative advertising. This is a technique of advertising called comparative advertising. Can sometimes very badly, and instead of gaining more.
Can backfire on customers.
Perfect. Backfire, blow back. That's wonderful. You're almost there.
Performance in enhancing drugs have become a of American life and not just in professional
This is a
sports.
clue here, not just in professional sports. Performance enhancing drugs like vitamins and deep things. First of all, only athletics were taking them, but now normal people can take them.
Fact,
Fact. Perfect. Fact. All right. Reverie here, it's a daydream. What I like about your performance today, you don't tend to choose a word that you're not familiar with. Yesterday, we're doing that. Whenever you find a word that you don't know its meaning, you go in and choose it. But now, today, you're choosing the word that fits the context. Reverie here means daydream, daydreaming, right? So because some students might think, yeah, this I don't know this word, so I don't have to choose it. Nope, never do that again. All right. So it's become a fact. Good job. You got all right. Daydream, reverie, reverie. Good. You got 10 out of 10 in the second group. Well done, Tella. All right. Let's do it again. 21.
at times it seems that figures give the right circumstances to be capable of
Look here. It even seems. All right. Seems here.
might and movement.
Perfect. Seems here, by the way, even seems highlights the probability. So here, this one might movement. 22.
The sportscasters his glorious victory at the international games and he was overjoyed with the he received.
Good. So this is cause and effect. The sportscasters, his glorious victory at the international, glorious victory at the international games, and he was overjoyed with the, don't worry, eliminate.
It's not a
Good. It's impossible. And denounce here. Denounce, right? To say something bad about somebody. So here, the sportscasters acclaimed his glorious victory at the international games, and he was overjoyed with the accolades or with the artifacts he received. Do athletes receive artifacts? You know,
No.
artifacts, something that uh, belongs to a long time ago. Artifacts. So here, I don't think that athletes and winners receive artifacts. Artifacts, they're like monuments or a small object that was made long time ago, made of gold or silver. So you have only one option here.
So it's B, acclaimed
Yeah,
in accolades.
accolades mean praise and awards. Praise, it's got two meanings. Please record all these words. Praise and awards. Okay, accolades. So he received accolades, received awards. That's why the sportscasters, the journalists acclaimed his glorious victory, confessed it. 23.
Whereas popular music over the past decade has constantly creativity and originality, the problem with classical music has been a clear lack of.
Yeah, look here, whereas. Whereas shows contrast. Whereas popular music over the past decade has constantly creativity and originality. The problem with classical, so here this is a comparison between popular music and classical music.
Is it demonstrated in innovation?
Here demonstrated an innovation. Perfect, that's it. Whereas popular music over the past decade has constantly demonstrated creativity and originality. The problem with classical music that has been a clear lack of innovation. So lack of innovation and the opposite of creativity and originality. 24. Perfect.
According to survey, about 14 people in India are affected by mental at any point of time.
Good job. Mental. I think this word mental collocates with
Serious in disorder.
good mental disorder. That's it. Perfect. Collocations play an important role here. Collocation can be decisive in choosing the right pair. Mental disorder. Mental disorder. A formal summary. What is a
Is A.
summary? Which one do you go for?
A?
Perfect. Yes. With nothing of the ideas added? Nope. The first part here is good for both options, precise and concise. But with nothing of the ideas in the passage, with nothing, all right, omitted. When I omit an idea here, I leave something out. All right, look here, a formal summary. What is a summary? A summary is a precise restatement of a passage without comment and with nothing of the ideas in the passage, with nothing omitted. I'm sorry, the space is here, with nothing omitted. All right, with nothing, okay, omitted, with nothing omitted. The space is here, not here. With nothing omitted. Clear?
Yes.
All right, because the space should be here, with nothing omitted. If you omit something, you leave something out. The spider have,
Spider
have
having 8 legs is an because nearly all adult insects have 6 legs.
yeah, take your time.
It's not A or C,
Good.
it's D.
Give me here. The spider having 8 legs is an because nearly all insects have 6 legs. So this is the standard here. Spiders or adult insects have 6 legs. So when we have a spider with 8 legs, what is it? Ambiguity? No. Ambiguity means lack of clarity. This is anomaly. What is anomaly? Anomaly, this is something different. Deviation. It means in Arabic حالة شاذة. All right? Deviation. So here, this is a standard. The standard and the normal, that is spiders or adult spiders have 6 legs. But a spider with 8 legs, this is something different. Anomaly. Write it down. Anomaly. All right? Anomaly. It's a quirk or deviation. Anomaly. All right. 27.
Passport photos, once merely traditional, may become mandatory. The reason is that computers do not like
Look
smiles.
here, you have here this computers do not like smiles. So what do you call a photo with no smiles?
Unattractive.
Unattractive. Unattractive. Good. 28.
There are several theories which try to the functional reason for the stripes found in zebras, though none of them is fully
Okay. There are several theories which try to the functional reason for the stripes found in zebras, though none of them is fully. So though here, so the logic here, what do theories try to do?
they try to explain
Explain. But unfortunately, what is the bad news? The tone here is
uh,
negative.
fully convincing. They're
Convincing.
not fully
Perfect.
convincing.
Logic and clue words can help you find the best pair of words. 29.
The
The method.
methods of the criminals used in the medieval world can even the most hardened of policemen of the modern
Look here.
world.
Can even do what? For the most hardened of policemen of modern world. Here it talks about the methods of punishment. The methods of the criminals used in medieval world can even the most hardened of policemen of the modern world.
Executing and
Yeah,
shock.
perfect. Executing criminal and shock. Can be shock for, yes, in medieval ages, they had horrible and terrible ways of punishing people. All right, but I can't use killing because police people don't kill people. They punish them. They can kill them by punishing. But when we kill somebody as a punishment, this is called executing, not killing, right?
Yeah.
Good. So here, let me have a look. I think two, one, two. Yeah, just no mistakes. 8, good. As long as it's not 7, this is good. Let's go to 30.
V in fashionable life does not see that he excludes himself from enjoyment in the attempt to appropriate it.
Yeah, 30. The, the in fashionable life does not see that he excludes himself from enjoyment and attempt to appropriate that. By the way, it is explained here. He excludes. This is a definition of the word. When you exclude yourself from the enjoyment, what is it called?
Exclusive.
That's it. Yeah, exclusive. So the word here is define. 31.
They live underground to find from temperature that dwindle freezing point on winter nights.
So,
Shelter and plummet.
so they live underground to find shelter from temperature that dwindle freezing point plummet. It's okay. They live underground to find shelter from this is so the logic said that people live underground to find shelter from temperature that dwindle. So that can below freezing point. I think we don't need dwindle here. So that plummet. I mean go down. When the temperature plummets, it goes down all of a sudden. Good. We don't need dwindle here. I'm gonna fix all of that. All right. Good job. Except for patches of grass.
Bleached yellow by the relentless sun, there was no
Yeah.
be shallow in water.
No shallow in water. I'm talking about grass. So except for sparse patches of grass, bleached yellow. Here he talks about the small amount of grass which which was yellow by the relentless sun. There was no vegetation, right? He wants to say that there was no vegetation. There was only just uh, sparse patches of grass bleached yellow by the relentless sun. All right?
Yeah.
Except we're not talking about water here. We're not talking about desert. We're not talking about air. We were talking about vegetation in this area. So vegetation was so sparse. Sparse vegetation. 33.
He candidly admitted that those involved had human rights and ordered an investigation with the purpose of the punishing of the crime.
Job. He candidly admitted that those involved. So if somebody involved in a crime, he candidly
Violated
violated and perpetrator. A perpetrator is a criminal, the wrongdoer, wrongdoer, criminal. Perfect. And punishing. Who? Okay, who do we punish? Criminals? Good. But the first one here, we don't say break human rights. We can say break laws. Sanction, all right? So wrongdoer. Doers, good. But here, doers, somebody who does something. But wrongdoer is a criminal. Thank you. Good job. He's irresponsible.
irresponsible, and behavior invited observations on his mental
Look here,
ability.
irresponsible observations invited,
Childish and adverse.
childish and adverse. Perfect. Adverse and childish. Perfect. 34.
The workers were because the government issued a patently unfair award that the tribunals award.
So here unfair, a word. What do you think people's and workers' reaction when the government issued unfair award? How do people feel when there is something unfair?
Controverted,
Controverted, uh, Where controverted? You mean A?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So the action of the government is unfair. So the workers were incensed. Incensed here means angry. So the workers were angry. Good. Incensed. Why? Because the government issued or a patently unfair award, right? This award have converted, I'm sorry, controverted. Controverted means turn it down. Turn down. The tribunal award. That's wonderful. That's logic here. Turn down. That's a good choice. 36.
The new chief minister is not interested or revenge, but has only pity and for even the rivals.
Look here, yes, revenge. But has only pity and pity when you feel sorry for somebody.
Avenge and pity.
Avenge. No, no, piety. Piety is different from pity. Look at me here. Piety, no, piety when this is called tuqa al wara. The new chief minister is not interested in right retribution or revenge. Retribution means revenge, but has only pity and compassion. Pity and compassion, mercy, or even the rivals, right?
Yeah.
Good. Um, Human history is largely a record of faltering.
Of complacent surrender to
Faltering here means diminishing. When something falters, it becomes weaker. Look here, faltering, and of complacent surrender to,
effort and circumstance.
yeah, perfect. Faltering, diminishing effort, of complacent, clear surrender to circumstances. By reflecting, reading,
By reflective reading, which includes of the content of the text and the language used, the reader is able to discern the of the author.
okay, by the way, this is what we do. I work in an international school, and much of the work that I do with my students is a reflective reading. What do we do in reflective reading? In reflective reading, the content, we're not reading for pleasure. We find the perspective, we find the story elements, we do first read, close read. So what is this called? When you read a text too many times and zooming in on
Analysis.
analysis, yeah. We analyze texts. Good, perfect. This is called reflective reading. After the of the
Of the
traffic.
traffic in the city, one is attracted by the of
Good
the
job. So here
countryside.
we have traffic here. Because of the traffic. How does the traffic in the city look like? If you
Commotion and tranquility.
if you live in Riyadh, by the way, you will get this answer correct. After that commotion, the noise of traffic in the city, all right, one is attracted by that tranquility. Today, I think at school I was asking my student about a quiet place in Saudi Arabia. I think they told me about Abha or things like that. Right, commotion, noise, traffic jam in the city. One is attracted by the tranquility, quietness of the countryside. Good. 40.
The continued dumping of effluents has intensified concerns regarding the effect on our ecosystem.
So the continued effluent here mean waste. has intensified concerns, has increased concerns regarding the effects on our ecosystem. Come on.
Unregulated,
Perfect.
adverse,
Unregulated, which is not limited by the law. Adverse. Negative. Negative effects on our ecosystem. But hands down dumping of effluents, wastes, all right, has adverse effects on our ecosystem. Good job. I think you got two mistakes. One, two, yeah. All right. Good, 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 good. Let's move 41 to 50. So far, you got 7, 10, 8, 8. 8 out of 10.
theoretically, the president was vested with powers, but he was merely a figure.
Good job. So here, this is a keyword. He was vested by powers, but reality, so virtually, the president has power. Supposedly, normally, presidents have power, but in reality,
Executive and symbolic.
good job. Executive powers, practical powers, all right? But he was merely a symbolic figure, all right? Just a symbolic figure. He doesn't have any decisions. He doesn't have the ability to make his own decisions. Good. A nice start. Let's go. 42.
As experience reveals, progress is wherever
Whenever,
there is
yeah,
an
progress here. Progress
administrative
is something
setup.
positive. Progress is something positive. So when there is what? There is progress.
When there is rapid for
Excellent.
progress.
Efficient administrative setup. When we have good and efficient administrative setup, progress is rapid, quick. 41, 43.
We inherit certain traits which make us vulnerable to cancer.
Yeah, inherit
Generally,
is generally, yeah, we generally inherit certain traits which make us vulnerable to cancer. Perfect. 44.
do you have energy and physical throughout the day?
So, do you have energy and physical?
Sustained and capacity?
Do you have sustained energy and physical capacity? Have you read other choices?
Yeah,
Yes, you're right.
not
Perfect.
A or D.
Good job. Yeah. Swelter here means burning. So physical burning. So 44. Next, when,
When we are when we are convinced we're right, we don't want other
so
people's
the logic says
viewpoint.
here, if you are convinced with something, if you're convinced that you're right,
Opinions and submission?
so we don't want other people's opinions. We want submission. Submission like obedience. Submission like obedience. 46.
They work till they drop from and spend till there is no left.
Yeah, this is our life, by the way. We work hard, then we spend everything.
It's exhaustion and credit.
Good job. They work till they drop from exhaustion, tiredness, then we spend till there is no credit left. Perfect. The students were asked to give an of the whole novel in about 300 words.
Abstract.
Perfect. Summary. Abstract means summary of the text. And here the clue word 300 words. So this is a summary of the text. Good job. 48.
The helpful onlooker was badly injured when she tried to end the
Or
quarrel.
yeah, this I love this question by the way. I love it.
It's not A or C.
Not A or C. You're right. You're very close.
Is it interfere?
Uh, are you sure? What is the difference between interfere and intervene? The right answer is intervene. Why intervene? Intervene means when you step in to solve a problem. Like when your brothers or sister fight together, so you intervene to prevent something or you step in, right? But interfere to stick your nose into somebody's life, all right? To
Yeah.
stick your nose in somebody's life. So if you step in to solve a problem, this is intervene. Intervene. And we said that to end quarrel. So here I'm not curious. I don't want to know anything, all right? And
Yeah.
by the way, the word interfere means to impede and stop something. Impede and stop something. Stop something from happening, right? But here, intervene to step in to solve a problem. That's a good question. Like this question. 49.
Although great care is in the investigation of crime scene, the rapid deterioration of some forms of evidence
Yeah.
demands.
So here, a great care. You know, the scene of the crime or the crime scene.
Yeah.
So we need great care because we have clues, we have evidence.
It's not B or D.
It's not B or D. Perfect. Look here. Look, okay. You're right. A and D are and C are confusing. Look at the clue words. Rapid. You have the word
Desirable in
rapid.
haste.
Perfect. Rapid deterioration of some forms of evidence demands haste. What is haste? Quick reaction. The detective should quickly move to the scene of the crime, all right? Rapid. So whenever you get confused, try to find clue words. Try to find clue words that might help you choose the best one. Next, 50.
Despite his or former training, members of industry sought out the designer because he offered solutions based on practical rather than textbooks.
What is the opposite of practical rather than textbooks? Despite his of formal training, he's got practical. Despite his, I mean that he hasn't been to school or something. He hasn't studied what he's doing.
Lack and experience.
Lack. Perfect. Lack of formal training. Members of the industry sought out the designer because he offers solutions based on practical, good job, practical experience. For example, me, I didn't graduate from Faculty of Education. First, I studied languages. I studied English and German. Then I discovered that I have the gift to explain and transform knowledge and information to people. So I went back again and I studied with Cambridge for some time. And then I became a Cambridge certified teacher. So first of all, I was teacher by skill, by gift. Then I decided to study education and how to manage your classroom. So here, first I was working as a teacher. I didn't have any formal training. Then I got trained with Cambridge and I started deepen my knowledge and my experience. Good job. This one here. You got 10 here. Can believe it. No, this one here, interfere and intervene. Remember, intervene, you step in to solve a problem. So you got 9 here. Good. As long as it's not 7, this is good news. Group number 5, you get 9 out of 10. Let's move to group number 6. What do you think of the amount of question that you're doing? You need more, or this
No,
is
no, they're
good?
good.
Good. All right. But remember that on Friday, you're going to do a complete test, a mini test. All right. A complete
Okay.
test. It is 50 questions. Sentence completion homework. All right. Let's go. 51.
In order, the, in order to survive the challenges, they found in environments human ancestors had to be changing circumstances.
Good job. So here, the logic said that what is the nature of the environments? Are they constant or changing?
They're
Human,
changing.
yeah, changing. All right. Human ancestors had to be. So when life changes quickly, what is the normal reaction of human beings? We stay as we are, or what do we do?
We try to adapt.
Perfect. That's it. Dynamic and adaptable. Right. Dynamic environments, it's changing environments. So human ancestors had to be adaptable to changing circumstances. Perfect. 52. I usually I usually tell my GAT test takers, try to create a narrative in your mind. Rephrase what you read in the question. All right. And you will get the answer, by the way. And sometimes you don't have to read the choices. You can pick, yes, here. Once the details of voters are, so here I need an adjective, are clear, are known, are announced, are confirmed. The names well, I need a verb. So sometimes you can make predictions and you can get the word. All right. So once the details of the voters are, the names well, I need a verb and adjective.
Verified and appear.
Perfect. Verified, I mean confirmed. Here, the names will appear. Good job. The youngsters on the doors of common residents, asking them to donate 2 reals to their bank so that those who are hungry may be. So, which verb is related to the doors?
Knock.
Knock. That's it. Knock on the doors so the hungry people may be fed. 54.
Easterly winds add to the moisture in the atmosphere, and local factors act as catalysts rainfall.
Uh, Early winds add to the moisture.
It's not B or C.
Good. B or C. Yeah, you're very close, by the way.
It's D.
It is the content, yeah. Because if I say resulting, I say resulting in rainfall. But I can say causing rainfall. Good job, perfect. I like your this level of concentration.
The power department officials have been to ensure electricity supply.
So
It's not C.
the power department officials have been to ensure electricity supply.
B. It's B.
Yeah, perfect. Regular electricity supply. Good. 56.
The nature and style of crimes changed so that the police department must adopt new technologies to criminals.
The nature and style of crimes changed so the police department may adopt newer technologies too.
D. Have and combat.
Yeah, perfect. Fight criminals. All right, defeat criminals. Combat. That's wonderful. The train remained stranded 2 hours before it was checked and given a go ahead. Duration 2 hours. The train remained,
D.
yeah, for and thoroughly. Thoroughly means it was completely checked and given a go ahead. 58. While,
While many cases get swept under the carpet, many more get in the maze of department probes that drag on years.
yeah. So here we have maze of departmental ropes that drag on maze. What happens when people get inside a maze? You know, a maze?
They get lost.
That's it. Get lost. It is good to,
Others, but we shouldn't do it to receive in return.
so it's good, but we shouldn't do it to receive in return.
Help, it is good to help.
Good job. And we shouldn't do it to receive anything. The last question?
The weather with humid conditions and scorching sun
Yes.
has the cases of fungal infections in the city.
Good job. Scorching. I mean, very hot. Okay. Before you answer, please read this line carefully.
It's not A or D.
I like this. A or D. Perfect. You're very close. Humid?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's moist. It's wet.
Is it C?
Uh, so here, D or B?
C, C.
Look at the weather here. Let's look at the weather here. All right. Look at this. The humid here, I mean, it's wet and moist, scorching hot. So humid, hot, humid, hot, humid, hot. So look at the, I mean, look at the pattern here. Is it a stable weather condition
No.
or fluctuating? So
Fluctuating.
fluctuating meaning changing a lot. This is called fluctuation. Good.
Yeah.
I think you get 9 here. All right. Let's move on. 9 is good. You've been doing great. Let's move to 61 to 70.
Several researchers have proved that the main reason behind the occurrence of diabetes is increasing eating of junk food, lack of exercise, and stressful.
This question, you don't have to read the question, by the way. I'm talking about diabetes. Increasing? What causes diabetes? Lack of exercise.
Obesity.
Obesity and living. Perfect. 2.
The court has directed the police to the driving license if the riders do not helmets.
So what happens? What normally
B.
happens if a police officer caught you off guard without a driving license?
They take it, but it's
If you don't,
impound.
so it is impound, perfect. Impound the driving license to confiscate or to take it from you. So impound here to seize the driver license, to seize it, to take it. 63.
Meditation and yoga shows better results when it comes to and confrontations in day-to-day life.
You know, confrontations, every day-to-day deals. When you deal with people, interactions,
Yeah.
meditation,
D. Practicing and suffering.
perfect. Sufferings and meditations. They're synonyms. All right. 64.
The pre-monsoon showers have come as huge for farmers as season of many early varieties of crops and vegetables is on.
Yeah. The pre, the pre-monsoon showers, pre, I'm talking about the rainy season. But here we have pre, which is a surprise.
Relief and sowing.
Uh, so it is relief. Good job. Relief and sowing because they're harvesting the season. They're harvesting, they're collecting their vegetables and crops. 65.
Forest forest officials have taken up several conservation to ensure that the tiger remains in the core of the sanctuary.
Look here, taken. What do we take? So so tigers remain in the core of sanctuary. Eliminate. B
Not B and
and
D.
D. Perfect. Now the first word, both are good. You can say take steps and take measures. So the second one here, sanctuary, it's a place for keeping animals in a safe place. So do I have to keep them in the angle
No, area, like
area? That's
C.
it. Perfect. 66. The two
The zoo
authorities.
authorities have displayed several on the zoo campus, declaring that throwing stones, tasing animals, or disrupting them in any is an offense.
So here I'm giving you examples. You see, throwing stones, teasing animals, disrupting them. So these are examples of what? Warnings? These are
No.
examples. Yeah, it's okay because this is the result. This is the effect, and this is the reason. Huh. What is the
It's
usual
not C or
usual
D.
what is the usual what is the usual reaction from the authorities after people show or demonstrate these behaviors? Throwing stones, teasing animals, disturbing them. They send what?
Warnings?
That's it. They send warnings. 6-7. I hope I can my uncle to lend me his car for the weekend. This is,
Persuade.
yeah, this is no brainer. Don't waste your time. All right.
It is the novelist's credit that all of the episodes in her novel are presented realistically without any
So
fanciful or playful tricks.
what is the opposite of realistic ideas? Without
C.
authenticity? No. Authenticity means realistically or reality without supernatural tricks. So realistically, realistic ideas, all right? And this is the opposite of supernatural ideas. Something supernatural, something that we say that's something that's surreal, not real. All right?
Yeah.
Okay. Fanciful.
The economic recession has resulted in a sudden decline in consumer spending. Likewise, it has caused home values to
Look here, you have decline.
plummet.
Yeah, plummet. Boom, go down. So I think you're 9. Your lucky number today is 9. Yes, 9. No, yeah, 8. Let's go from 70.
Some customs travel well often, however, behavior that is considered the epitome of at home is perceived as impossibly rude or at the least harmlessly bizarre abroad.
Yeah, some customs travel well often. However, behavior that's considered the epitome of at home is perceived as impossibly rude or at least harmlessly bizarre abroad. Sorry,
It's not A or D,
not A or D. You're very close.
it's C.
It is C. You know urbanity? Urbanity means decency, courtesy, politeness. Here is, I'll tell you something. Here, this sentence, politeness, it talks about that customs and traditions that are appropriate in a certain place are not appropriate in a different place. For example, if you travel to America or the West, you will find that shaking hands is something common between men and women. All right? So
Yeah.
this is urbanity at home. But this is rude and bizarre, strange in a different place, like here in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the idea here. Urbanity, politeness, courtesy, decency. Study this word very well. Urbanity. Urbanity. 71.
It comes as no surprise that societies have codes of behavior. The character of the codes, on the other hand, can often be
So here it comes no surprise. So no surprise. So this is something usual. But on the other hand, can often be.
unexpected.
So here can be, you said unexpected. 72, an extra
An
grant.
extra grant may be awarded in few cases at the of the committee.
Yeah, decision. Which word means decision?
Discretion
Yeah, excellent. Discretion. Discretion of the committee. 73.
to a fossil creature from few bone fragments seems like an impossible task.
Yeah, fossils are found under the ground.
Yeah,
S- So they're fragile, and science or archaeologists work hard to restore the fossil. Yeah,
reconstruct,
reconstruct. Yeah, perfect. They use a lot of glue. Its ability to use
to use
water.
water from body tissue alone. The camel can afford to sweat.
So this is a reason, and which transitional word followed by a reason. We have two options here.
It's not A or D,
Perfect.
it's B because of.
Good job. Because here we've got a phrase, a noun phrase. Since followed by a clause. You can say, for example, since the camel has the ability to use water from body tissues alone. All right, because of here, it's a phrase. 75.
While Parker is very outspoken on issues she cares about, she's not she concedes the opposing arguments when they expose weakness.
Look here, this is opposite idea here. The tone here is positive. She's very outspoken on issues she cares about. But the opposite happens. So here, she's outspoken. Outspoken. She's honest. She's honest about on issues she cares about, but she's not. She concedes that
It's C.
it is B. She's not arrogant. Nope.
It's C.
Uh, C. That's the right one. Here, look here. She's honest, okay, on issues she cares about, but she's not enthusiastic. She's not fanatical, and she concedes. She concede. What does it mean concede? She gives and given. All right. She given the strength of opposing arguments when they expose weaknesses in her own. I mean that she's not outspoken. She gives in her opposing arguments, her skills, especially when somebody exposes a weakness inherent in her own. All right. Parker is very outspoken on issues she cares about. She's honest and she speaks about very well about things that she cares about. But she's not fanatical. She's not enthusiastic. She's not keen, and she gives in, she concedes. All right. Her strength. 76.
Many people believed that species help food. However, nutritionists found that most
Nutritious.
species
Spices here. Spices.
spices were of having any effect on growth of microbes present in the food.
Many people believe that spices help. However, nutritionists found that most spices were of having any effect on growth of microbes present in the food.
It's A, preserve and incapable.
Perfect. Preserve and incapable. However, opposite ideas here. 77.
After looking at the map, we that there wasn't enough time to walk to the theater before the movie started.
Eliminate.
Surmised,
Surmised here. Guess. 78.
the bridge is very, as a result, heavy trucks must detour around it.
Yeah, detour. They try to avoid the bridge. Because, what is the reason?
It's weak.
Perfect. Compared to,
Compared to the homes one might see in the countryside, city apartments are quiet. A,
compare between, how, for example, houses in Dammam and houses in Riyadh. So spacious homes, one might see in the countryside, city apartments are quite cramped. Right. 80.
V of the dinosaur fossil was purely accidental, digging dirt in her backyard. A child, the tip of a huge dinosaur bone.
So the dinosaur fossils was purely accidental.
Discovery and uncovered.
Perfect. I think this question is your strong suit, by the way. You're very good with this question. From the first time, I've never seen a student doing with this performance, by the way. Really, really, Tala, you're a big feather in our cap. You get
Thank you.
so you get none here. All right. Now let's move none here. So you get 7. All right. 7, 10, 8, 8, 9, 9, 8, 9. In order to
In order to my investment protofol-
portfolio.
portfolio, I purchased shares in a wide range of companies.
Look here, it's a clear, a wide range of companies. So what is the purpose of purchasing shares in a wide range of companies? Petroleum companies, marketing companies, food companies, film industry companies. So
Diversify.
diversify. Perfect. I will never allow my
I will
son
never allow my son to play football. It's dangerous. There is a high risk of serious from being tackled too hard. Injury.
injury. Several people were,
Several people were during Dr. Zimbardo's experiment. He had he had to cancel the rest of his study.
so this is a result here. He had to cancel the rest of his study.
Harmed and as a result,
Perfect. Harm. This is the logic. This is a normal result. When people were harmed, he had to cancel. 84. The senator,
the senator accepted bribes from the corporation she was supposed to regulate.
good job.
Her conduct is seriously.
When people accept bribes,
Unethical.
unethical. Good. The child's father.
The child's father to let her get a candy bar at a store. The child threw a horrible tantrum in response. Refused.
So refuse here. This is the cause, and the child threw a fit of rage. So here, because he refused to let her get a candy bar. 86.
The music teacher has been for the last several days. The principal arranged a substitute to take her place.
So yeah,
Absent.
absent. So when a teacher is absent, the principal arranges for a substitute. 86.
A 26-mile marathon race is test of human fitness and endurance. Runners must train for months or even years to be enough for such a competition.
Good job. To be. Why do we train? Why
To
are
be
you
prepared.
prepared? And 26 mile, I think this is an extreme test. 88. Blake fell.
Blake felt when he spilled coffee all over his shirt.
Don't
He
complete. Don't
felt
waste your time. Don't waste your time. That's enough. How do people feel when they spell
he
coffee?
felt embarrassed.
Embarrassed. Don't waste your time. All right. 89.
The senator's plan was highly. Congress held intense debates about it for days.
So here, when we have a debate about something, so this topic is
Controversial.
good job, controversial here. So problematic. When something causes controversy, right? It causes controversy, so controversial. I think you got 10 here. Yes, 10. That's it. You got it. Perfect. You got 10 here. Now let's repeat it again. So it becomes a reality, not a coincidence. Since Angela,
Since Angela dislikes scary movies, my invitation to see a new horror film together. She declined.
perfect. 91.
The two tribes have been at war for 100 of years. All attempts to forge peace and end the conflict have been
So this is the result here. The two tribes have been at war for hundreds of years. So unfortunately, all the attempts to forge
fruitless.
peace, yeah, fruitless. All right, useless. Taylor has a tendency,
Taylor has a tendency to the truth. As a result, it's hard the things he says.
yeah,
Taylor has tendency to exaggerate.
exaggerate, fabricate the truth. So it is hard to trust what he. 93.
The Olympic Games draw superior from around the world. Each competitor represents his or her, so winning a medal in any sport becomes a matter of national pride.
So here the
Athletes and country.
athletes, yeah, draw attracts athletes. 94.
The invention of the polio vaccine has the disease in most parts of the world. Almost no one suffers from polio in developed countries anymore.
So this is the result here. No one suffers from polio.
Eradicated,
Eradicated, eliminated, ended. The theater critique wrote, look
wrote
here.
review of the new play. Attendance decreased and the show was cancelled not long thereafter.
So attendance decreased here. So do you think,
Disapproving.
yeah, disapproving? And this is a logic. This is a normal result here. If a critique writes a disapproving review of something, attendance decreases. 96.
I always cry at I feel overcome with when watching two people declare their love for one another.
Yeah, so
Weddings,
yeah, people, yeah, weddings and emotions. 97.
although the crime scene investigator searched for fingerprints, he was unable to find any, suggesting that the culprit was and had worn gloves while committing the crime. Cautious.
Cautious here, wearing gloves. It is a sign of caution, of being cautious.
Despite her reputation for being particularly artist, her new work seemed to be other artists and appears completely unoriginal.
I want to help you. No nuggets, no
Inno-
hints.
Innovative
Innovative.
and
Despite her reputation
experimental.
for being a particularly innovative, unfortunately, her new work seemed to be, yeah, derivative. Perfect. Despite in sales,
The company's profit, despite an increase, decline.
good job. Despite
So A.
increase in sales, the company's profits decline. Last question.
Although it is, the coral snake is it's small and dangerous.
Good job. Perfect. You got 10 here. 10 out of 10. Perfect. I like that very much. All in all right, you here 3, 5, and 2, 7, 8, 9, 11, and here 1, 12. Good. Much better than the first, the analogy question. You got 88 out of 100. My, my only comment is that you got, I'm sorry, you got to read other options and make sure that they don't fit here. It's okay.
Yeah.
That's it for the sentence completion. You've been doing great. I think you've answered a lot of good questions. I'm going to send you more practice that you're going to do offline
Okay.
in addition to the mini test. Good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Do you have any questions?